There are so many myths about breastfeeding out there that it can leave new moms feeling confused and overwhelmed, wondering what's really true and what's just plain wrong. Today, we're going to tackle those myths head-on and separate fact from fiction. As a new parent or caregiver, it's essential to get accurate information to make informed decisions about feeding your baby. Unfortunately, breastfeeding myths can lead to unnecessary stress, anxiety, and even affect a mother's ability to nurse her child successfully. Many of these myths have been passed down through generations, fueled by misinformation, cultural and social norms, and a lack of education. It's time to expose these myths for what they are, misconceptions that need to be debunked. Myth number 1: breastfeeding is just about feeding your baby. In reality, it's about so much more. It's about bonding, comfort, and even helping babies develop emotionally and socially. Myth number 2: breastfeeding always hurts. Not true. While it may be uncomfortable at first, any pain should subside within a few days. Myth number 3: formula is just as good as breast milk. Actually, breast milk contains antibodies that help protect babies from infections and diseases, and it's tailored to their individual needs. Myth number 4: you can't breastfeed if you're taking medications. Most medications are safe to take while breastfeeding, and your healthcare provider will advise you on any exceptions. Myth number 5: you can't breastfeed if you're pregnant. While your milk supply may decrease during pregnancy, it's still possible to nurse your baby up until birth. Myth number 6: breastfeeding makes your breast sag. Breastfeeding itself doesn't cause sagging, it's more about the natural aging process and genetics. Myth number 7: breastfed babies are clingy. That's not necessarily true. Babies need attention and affection, regardless of how they're fed. Myth number 8: you can't breastfeed if you've had breast surgery. While some surgeries may affect milk production, many mothers are still able to breastfeed successfully. Myth number 9: breastfed babies are more prone to ear infections. Actually, breast milk contains antibodies that can help prevent ear infections. Myth number 10: you can't breastfeed if you've had a cesarean section. While recovery from a C-section may affect your ability to nurse initially, most mothers can still breastfeed successfully. Myth number 11: breastfed babies don't sleep through the night. Sleep patterns are more about individual babies than how they're fed. Myth number 12: breastfeeding is inconvenient. With the right support and equipment, breastfeeding can be just as convenient as formula feeding. Myth number 13: breast milk is too watery to sustain a baby. Breast milk is perfectly designed to meet a baby's nutritional needs, and it changes composition as the baby grows. Myth number 14: breastfed babies are more gassy. Gas is more about digestion and swallowed air than how they're fed. It's clear that these myths can have a significant impact on a mother's confidence and ability to breastfeed successfully. The emotional and societal pressures to conform to certain standards can be overwhelming. Perhaps we've all been guilty of perpetuating these myths, or at least believing them at some point. But here's the good news: there's a wealth of accurate information and resources available to support breastfeeding mothers. From lactation consultants to online communities, there's help available to overcome any challenges you may face. The World Health Organization, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and other reputable organizations all recommend breastfeeding as the ideal way to feed babies. And there are countless stories of mothers who have successfully breastfed despite the odds. By dispelling these myths, we can empower mothers to make informed decisions about feeding their babies. Breastfeeding is a journey, and it's essential to get accurate information to support you along the way. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has been informative and helpful. Don't forget to share this video with any new parents or caregivers in your life, and let's get the conversation started about busting breastfeeding myths for good.